Hey guys, today welcome to here. Today we're discussing quality of life changes to Legends. Now, I've gone around the community and I've asked around the Discords, I've asked certain players, I've asked some CCs, I've gone around and looked at the feedback section. Excuse me. I have done a lot of stuff to try and get all this list going together. Now, some of these are probably very highly recommended by the community. I'm already well aware. Some of these have been answered by Wargaming, but I thought it'd be a good idea to get a big comprehensive list. Anything else I've missed out, be sure to comment below. This is the time to do it. So yeah, do comment on this. I want your feedback on all these things here. This is what I've gathered from, I'd say about a week or two of gathering information regarding this from the community's thoughts. So yeah, disclaimer, not all of these changes will be possible, nor can all of them be implemented. There's coding issues in the game, there's all sorts of stuff, finance, legal things, and you know everything. There's all sorts of reasons some things will not be able to be implemented, so that is something to note and be aware of. So yeah, number one, it's been asked before, so let's see, the ability to meld permanent camos into paint. This way you can mix and match wherever you want, maybe at reduced meld rate, like half the cost, or even a full refund for your paint. So that means, you know, you can meld the permanent camos that you've done by mistake, or maybe you're no longer liking that, maybe like the Bismarck yellow turret thing, you don't want the Bismarck yellow turret, you want the historical camo, you could meld that down for more paint, or you can get the full refund for the paint. So that's really good. You've already answered this question, and they actually are considering it, so that's why I've highlighted it in green. So it's already relatively being answered, which is always nice. Gun sounds. Gun sounds getting revamped. Some make no sense, like George's 18-inch guns having the same sound as Vanguard's 15-inch and Scharnhorst's 11-inch. Basically, they all could use a change. Being answered, they are working on it. Since Tier 7 and Tier 6 are heavily saturated as campaign ships, a new ship tier might be nice. Like a Tier 5 campaign ship with more resources, like promotion orders and insignias, to compensate for the price of a Tier 5 ship being the campaign ship. So yeah, a bit more diversity and when it comes to campaign ships, because every campaign ship's either a Tier 7, a Tier 7, a Tier 6, a Tier 7, or something horrifically low like a Tier 2 that really is only done for the memes, you know. So a Tier 5 or Tier 4 or something like this, well, we did Tier 4, but like a Tier 5 ship, something like that would be nice, and you give a bit more promotion orders or insignias to make it worthwhile because it's a Tier 5 ship instead of a Tier 7. But that would be a nice mix, nice change in pace. I think that would be very appreciated by a lot of the community. It's also been a suggestion as well. Number 4, alternative lines being added and new ships that are given the Legends treatments. So this is like ships like the IGN-BB finishing with Azumo, so a different battleship a different IGN-BB battleship line, like the Azumo. Yeah, I would like the Azumo myself. Other nations' lines aren't as filled out, could be added, like German light cruisers. What do you call them? What do you call them? No, I can't remember it now. French light cruisers, stuff like that. There's additional lines being added. I'm sure they're working on this, but this is a quality of life suggestion they wanted more ship lines being done, given license treatment, more alternative lines for nations that are kind of neglected, maybe. So that's definitely something that'd be nice, and that could be a fun addition to the game. Selectable ports, they've answered this, I think. Selectable ports along with music of each port, having this option would massively improve how calm you can be while playing the game and just how much you want to leave the game on. So yeah, that would encourage people to stay on the game a bit more, having nice ports and nice music to whatever their tastes are. So yeah, that's a nice option, and I think they've answered along those lines. I don't remember the full response for it, but it's definitely worth noting, and definitely worth saying this. Manual secondaries. Yeah, you've heard this before. Manual can add as a quick command. So yeah, you add it like instead of saying I need intelligence data or something like this, have manual secondaries be that, or do a double tap or something. You know, that could be your quick command. Quick command. You've got plenty of options there. There's a lot of useless quick commands, and you can get rid of some and put manual secondaries on one. That would not be fine. That'd be fine. Be fine. Absolutely fine. Quick command. There we go. Answer. Don't have enough buttons for it. Quick command right there. Done. Also, with the comms wheel, we did sorry in our comms wheel. and some are nice gestures, and some other just nice gestures that don't make you sound like an ass. Additionally, some radar commands like I'm going to radar and I need a radar. So yeah, just a bit more diversity in the comms wheel. We have stuff like this is how it's done, which makes you sound like an absolute numpty, or uh, good work, affirmative. You know, some of it is negative. You know, there's no sorry. We really need to sorry, because if you run into someone, it's a genuine mistake. You say negative or, you know, affirmative. There's nothing you can say. You know, or if you're going to radar, how do you tell them you're going to radar? There's no way to do that. And saying I need intelligence data, sometimes you want spotting, sometimes you want a radar. You know, there's a difference there. So I need a radar command or something like this, and a sorry button as well would be really, really nice. In addition, by the way, I'm actually going to write this in right now. Addition, we need old Neptune's beard. There we go. Yeah, we need that. We need the white-livered squid by Neptune's beard. You know, is it by Neptune's beard? I think it's by Neptune's beard. Oh, we'll just do that. We need Neptune's beard. There we go. Yes. All right. Got spell check. There we go. Okay. Number 8. Can be very hard to ping the base. Even sometimes we need to ping the base. It says support the battleship behind your ship. Pinging stuff needs to be a bit more polished and in order to work. Yeah, 100%. You can ping things if you, I don't know if you're watching the screen here, if you ping something, you're here, there's a battleship behind you here, and then there's the enemy base. If you ping in that direction, it can ping support your battleship behind you. It's, as I said there, it's a little bit dumb. Pinging needs to work. You need to be able to ping the base much more efficiently. And that is a big problem, what we have a minute with this situation. Alright. Using the command wheel during a turn, oh god, or after turning will cancel your turn, or you can temporarily prevent steering commands from being done. This is a bug that's been going on for a long time, and it's very annoying to deal with. This is a massive bug and needs to be fixed. I'm not sure if it's a coding issue, it might be, but yeah, whenever you do a command in the comm wheel, or the command wheel, or like a social command, or whatever it is, you lose your ability to turn. And you have to like double click it or try and do re-establish the turn or something. But it messes with it. It's so annoying to deal with, and this needs to get fixed if possible, or at least acknowledge that this is a major fault. So yeah, definitely really like this one. Really good way to, really something, really annoying bug that's going on for a long time. It needs to get dealt with at some point. Number 10, a way to commend players you feel have done well. The reward given could be something small, but the gesture could be added and would encourage a more positive player base. Rewarding good play is something we should encourage. 100% agree. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be like a single ribbon, you know, it could be a single battle ribbon, or like a global XP ribbon, or anything at all. It could even be a medal, maybe, I don't know. You know, anything. It doesn't have to be like something you can, even if it's exploited, it doesn't make a difference, you know. Like a single ribbon's it's not gonna do the world, but it's just a way. I mean, a small gesture would show that this person's done well to the point where someone has given them something. You know, that's nice. I think that's a really nice thing to add, and that would really encourage more positive player base, less toxicity, and more positivity. And also, rewarding good play usually means you do it again. That's how dogs learn the thing. You know, you give them a treat after that. I'm not saying players are dogs, but it's the same concept and it doesn't work. So a rework are better explanations of traits on the traits of ships, like i.e. the German BBs having above average AP shell damage, but when you compare to other nations they actually have the worst. You know, I'm aware it's the traits when compared to their own nation, but it doesn't make sense to a point where it's actually misleading players. Yeah, the Bismarck has like above average AP damage, and if you look at it, it's actually one of the worst. That's why we have auto buffing AP shell damage, because it's actually pretty bad and needs a buff. So it's just the AP shell damage and some traits like this need to be a bit more clear to other players, because you wouldn't pick the Bismarck because the AP shell damage. You'd pick the Iowa for that, or maybe the Amagi for that, or maybe the Vladivostok. You don't go AP shell damage that Bismarck struggles in, and this is one of the traits. It's just an example of that, you know. So yeah, this is something that could be a bit, or we work to our better explanation would be nice. So here we go. Number 12, the addition of single barrel shots, or maybe turret shots, maybe, and add the details of a actually firing and moving like PC. A lot to ask, yeah, I thought it's worth there. Yes, I think this is a lot to ask for, to be fair. I'm not sure. This was like a questionable include here, but yeah, this is a bit of a stretch to ask, because this is a lot of work here for the consoles. But if you could get it done, great. But if it's probably detrimental to the performance of the game, probably not worth adding. But the additional single barrel shots, maybe turret shots. I don't know. I know you've already got turret shots. Interesting. It's more of a thing to think about. More historical camos being released. We need them. Yep. A Malfi camo has been shown for such a long time. We've not had the chance to get her. It's quite insane. Really, I don't understand why they just don't release that Amalfi camo and stuff like that. There's a lot of other camos like the same situation as the Amalfi. We need more historical camos, more gaming. Give us more! We need more! Alright, giving Tashkent Minsk her heal, making her play more like the Cabros. Yeah, the Minsk could use it. Tashkent could definitely use it. I think giving them the heal would be a nice option, and it would make them a bit more interesting to play, because at the minute, you can play the Minsk like the Cabros, and you do alright, but the heal is something the Minsk could really use. Tashkent the same thing as well, but you can also having the additional option of smoke or heal is fine. I understand you want the heal to be more like a Cabros unique thing, but you know you're never going to beat the Cabros is always going to be better than Tashkent and Minsk, so really worth considering. And I think this has been denied before, but still a worthy consideration. Alright, 15, giving Russian DDs a turret reverse buff. Supposed to be good at long range engagements, but due to the dodging you have to do, sometimes the turrets fail to keep up. I think the Russian DD turret does need a slight buff, not much, but a slight buff indeed, because you do have to dodge and nuke sometimes. I know it's supposed to be good at long range, yeah, 100%, but yeah, even so, I think they need a little bit of a buff on that. Number 16, Legendary 4 giving you a third inspiration slot or something, a more defined reward for making commanders a legendary 4 rather than getting blue commendations for your commander XP. Interesting idea. Balancing could be a problem with there, but the offer's there. Legendary 4 is not really that worth it unless you got one for the blue XP, but other than that, really there's no real incentive to make them a legendary 4 besides maxing at the bottom skill, which is not really that much either usually. So yeah, it definitely would be nice giving a bit more incentive to go legendary 4. Glow decks for commanders for each ship would be such a nice feature. I don't see why it's not added. I understand we have a lot of freedom already, but I don't see why we can't have a little bit more. So really nice. 18, ability to remove all promotion order insignias from said commanders at a doubloon cost, allowing you to build a new commander more easily or replace a formerly bad build. Something would be really nice. Respecting commanders would be really nice. Not sure about the legendary stuff, that should stay, but I think the promotion orders and insignias would be really nice to have back at your disposal. I've got a lot of 16 German battleships I could respec and really basically just, you know, swap it out, which would be really nice. So I think this is a really good quality of life change that we could use, definitely. And yes, even at a doubloon cost, it would be well worth it. The old icon and sonar for to be returned. Sometimes you don't know if you're radar or sonar. Before this was information we knew, so I don't see why this feature was removed. Yeah, removing information from a player is usually a bad thing. I don't see why that was removed, because back in the old day we had a logo for sonar and a logo for radar. So now it's always the radar symbol, no longer the sonar symbol. But I think that is a nice feature that we had before and it was removed for no reason, in my opinion. But I think that should definitely be added as well. The option of radar and sonar range to be added as an optional add-on for your minimap. That would be a really nice option there, because then you could see where your radar is and you can see where your sonar range is. Again, it's more of a quality of life than anything else. Not really needed, but it would be a nice change. And it's again optional, so you could add it on or add it off. That would be nice. You could include secondary range. You could you've got main battery gun range. You've got detectability, but you can add on other stuff as well on your minimap, giving you more information as a player, or reducing it to reduce the clutter, if anything at all. Showing carrier HE pen values, arming distance for airdrop torpedoes, AP bomb penetration values. Again, More information about a player would be nice. This is a good quality of life change here. Would be nice to know, because you would like to know what you actually can pen and what you can't. Would help you decide where you're going to hit the boat if you know those values. Bureau rework. Currently, as things are, Bureau isn't fun or engaging, and there's no skill required or incentives to unlock legendary ships. Yeah, that's gonna, you just kind of play 3 matches and wait, wait the whole day. I don't know. I feel there's no skill required, so you tend to get a lot of potatoes in legendary. They just buy their way through because they get bored, I guess, and it doesn't really incentivize much fun. There's no fun or engaging. You just play games. You can just play them in AI as well. So there's no real, like, it would be fun to have something a bit more skill based. Like you had 3 games to pick, and those 3 games add on to your Bureau rework or something like that. Or like in order to get the Yamato, you had to play the Yamagi. Something like that. That would be nice. But I don't know. A rework would be nice, definitely, for Bureau, because it is very boring and there's no skill required, which is very important as well. These are legendary ships. You're supposed to be very good in legendary ships. Medal reward rework, giving steel to rare achievements like Kraken, Solo Warriors, or Confederates. Another option, as well as what we have, we get a couple of boosters and so forth. Giving steel, another way to give steel would be medals and rewards. That would be a nice option as well. I think that's a good option as well. In addition, not as replacement for the boosters, I think. More rewards for rank. There's not enough incentive to play the cancer that is ranked. Oh god. You know what? I think ranked should give you enough doubloons to almost buy a tier 4 ship. Like 5,000 doubloons, something like that. I think that's a really good incentive for ranked, and I think it would really make the competitivity of ranked much more worth it. It would be worth the grind, because usually it's not, unless it's those short weekend ranked. And even then, last season's ranked rewards were really bad, and yeah, you could definitely use more rewards for ranked. Historical operations, something the history folks who play this game would love. A lot of us are, yep they are. And even loading us some ships to the event could be incentives to buy said premiums or grind that tech tree ship. I understand they've already answered this somewhat. Operations would take away from the standard array buy battles and would reduce the matchmaker a little bit. But I really think these would be worth adding to the game, and I really do think these would be really nice. And I don't think this would take away too much from the standard play. And it's also just a nice chill operation mode would be nice. And it's also, again, you could use this to get incentives to buy said premiums or grind a said tech tree ship. You could use this to your advantage wargaming. You could get us to buy some premium. Test run. You never know. Anyway, show sigma and dispersion values. So showing sigma and dispersion values. Comma, please. Maybe in order to actually show. There we go. English rare. To actually show the accuracy and show what the commanders do to its accuracy. Okay, yes, okay. So basically, showing, show sigma and dispersion values. One take, whatever. To show the accuracy of the commanders and what they do. So when you have a commander that buffs dispersion, what does the dispersion value go to? Does it go from 1.8 to 2.0? Does it go from 1.8 to 1.8? Does it go 1.8 to 1.9? And then the sigma as well. So yeah, this would be nice to see for each ship, and it's a bit more, you wouldn't be as more baffled and annoyed at some of the shots if you know you've got a bad sigma and a bad dispersion. Italian BB commander, accuracy focus. We have 2 DDDs for the 2 Italian DDs and 2 Italian DD commanders. Why can't we have 2 BBs and 2 Italian BB commanders? Same thing. Now this one's interesting. Slow regeneration of AA mounts. Since planes regenerate, since CVs regenerate their planes, I would propose a very slow generation of AA mounts as well to keep them balanced. That's not a bad idea, because CVs become horrendously overpowered at the end of the game if they've not lost all their planes. And yeah, like a very slow regeneration. Like if you're damaged an AA mount, maybe you'll get, like, it'll take 3 minutes to get 1 AA mount back or something. I don't know, something like that. AA guns being able to be turned off. That's another option again for the DDs, most likely. Auto tracking while guns locked on target would be a nice feature if you are wanting to shoot and maneuver at the same time at the cost of some accuracy. Yeah, so you can basically have the auto aim while you have your guns locked on a target. So if you're trying to dodge some torpedoes and you want to keep on the DACA on an enemy ship, you could fire them at the cost of just using auto aim and maybe missing a couple, but genuinely hitting the ship. Would be a really nice feature, and I think it'd be really nice for some players. I know I'd like that. So yeah. Customizable minimap options like detection, legendary skill range, secondary, including a bigger minimap option. It's probably from the previous point over there, but yeah, definitely. We won't go too much to this. We won't go too much over this, but yeah, definitely there. Steel price change, a reduction of factor of 10 would be reasonable. Yeah, it would be, but again, that's up to them to decide. Elite XP use, legendary modules. If you guys know, legendary modules on PC give special advantages to a ship when you played it enough times, even after you finished all the upgrades. That's on the PC version, so maybe Elite XP could be used the same way, but Elite XP is used to generate Wargaming's income, so there's a high chance this will be a negative, but the option is there, and I thought I'd throw it out there because this is what people wanted. Container drops for streamers to encourage people to pick up the game, watch streams, maybe from a streamer, maybe from the streamers only CZs, but the option would be nice. Again, I reword this a bit better when I send this to Wargaming, but yeah, basically container drops that you get from watching certain streams, maybe on Twitch, probably on Twitch, stuff like that. That would be a very nice option. So it would encourage people to pick up the game, play the game. Hey, you know, you've dropped a container, and this container got you a free ship. You know, you've got the Belfast, or you've got the Eagle, or you've got the Warspite. You know, stuff like that. That would be very nice to see, and really would encourage people to pick up and play the game. Good popularity when you also encourage people to a good popularity for the game. Also encourage people to watch streamers, not only CCs, or maybe people who just stream more of the Warships are given a couple codes now and again. That'd be nice. Show the name of your ship in the loadings queue. Sometimes you make a mistake, and that would be, you say you pick the ship next to it in the queue. So instead of maybe the Gneisenau, you pick the Bismarck. You know, if you have your name in the port while you're loading in, that would be a good incentive. Oh crap, picked the wrong ship, back out. That would be a nice option as well. A way of showing you're improved in a ship, like each week it show you've improved or gotten worse than in said ships. So that would be not a bad idea. So if you've played the Gneisenau 5 times, and next week it tells you you've improved since you last played the Gneisenau, so it's okay, what I'm doing seems to be working. Or you've got them worse than the Gneisenau, okay, what I'm doing is not helping, let's try and reevaluate it. That would be not a bad feature as well. Showing torpedo flooding chances. Some torpedoes hitting the belt yet still flood is very infuriating. That would be very nice. Again, more information for the player. That would be something that would be really nice, because yeah, it is pretty infuriating when you get hit on the torpedo belt and it still causes floods. Commander rework for French DD 4th row skill. So the smoke skill is for one French DD only, and the other has a drawbacks which you might not want to use. Yeah, the other skill, it reduces your accuracy of your main battery guns for the buffing of speed. Another skill might be nice, something that doesn't actually give you drawbacks. That's why we didn't like Hyde's skills not having the option of the fire, because everything gave you a drawback. It was either lose a heal or lose dispersion. So this is a nice skill we could really use reworked for the French DDs, because they don't have a smoke screen. Spoilers are attracted damage per game, along with plain damage each per game. Really nice things. These need to be added as soon as possible. Realistically, seriously, big, yeah, 100%. And then last but not least, EOP for all nations. With the addition of the skill affecting secondaries as well. Every nation could use EOP. Okay, I understand some people don't think that's the case, but every nation could use EOP. Even the Japanese, the Suzuya could use EOP. The Germans on their secondaries could use EOP. And French could use it. Again, there's so many options for EOP. You know, wouldn't be that broken either. Again, EOP, it's already on all the Russians and the Germans, and they are already horrifically strong. Give it to every nation, just like you gave Perceptive. So yeah, this is the number 40. This is all the changes we have here, folks. So yeah, thank you for taking my time to watch all this. I'm going to clean this Word document up and then send it to our wonderful community managers at Wargaming, and they can take a look at this, and hopefully it will be somewhat useful. They're going to see this, and yeah. Thank you guys all much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Do please comment below any additional changes, because they won't only be watching, won't only be seeing this, they'll be seeing some of the comments as well. So please do comment your thoughts, see any changes you want that have not been mentioned here, and yeah, hope you have a good day. Bye for now.